I was 29, 30 years old maybe. And I was trying to figure out my business. I had this business where I had this idea. Joe talked about having ideas. And this idea was, I have a way to teach anybody how to become a salesperson, even people that don't like sales and people that actually are honest enough that they don't want to deceive or trick people or lie to people or not answer questions. How many of you, like, that's what you hate about sales? You hate the whole, like, I can't tell you anything, but I got to try to convince you to do something. And I had this idea that I would change the way people sold things. And I went around the country and I was cold calling on businesses, plumbers, car dealers. Roddy, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Car dealers, like people that were doing sales, and I would call on them and say, "Hey, my name's Grant Cardone," and they're like, "Yeah." There was no books, there was no Instagram followers, there was nothing, dude. No company, no success, no track record. How many been there? You got nothing. Nobody knows you. You just got this little thing going on, and you're like, I got this thing, man. Something. I don't know what you don't even know what it is. You're like, shit, I think it's something. I don't know. Maybe not. Could be. Probably not. And I just kept calling on these people. And I had gone to maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 cities, and they were terrible. I was in Fort Lauderdale. I went to Fort Lauderdale. Well, we live in Miami now. I went to Fort Lauderdale. I was there 16 days. We sold 20 tickets at like $195, $4,000. My hotel bill was more than the income. I'm like, this is not working. Nobody wants this. I was in Houston, Texas, about to quit. I was dating this girl. This is before Elena. I got a lot of before Elena stories. Some of them are in the room. And whatever. It is what it is, man. We all got histories, right? Look, if Gonzo can share that about the feds coming in and getting him, I can share my truth, okay? So true story, I was in Houston, Texas. I was dating this girl, Debbie, and I'm sitting at the not a Whole Foods, but it was one of these little, new age healthy joints before they were famous, And I'm sitting there eating, and I'm like, what am I going to do? Nobody's going to hire me. I've lost 6 jobs. I don't have any money. And I'm like, this thing's not working. How many started something and it's not working? And you're like, I'm like, God, you got to give me an answer here. I need an answer, dude. Okay. I don't even know if I believe in God at the time, but I'm at the point where I don't believe in my answers either. I'm like, okay, if you're there, dude, Buddha, Allah, Papa, God, GG. I'm like, all of you. I'll just pray to everybody. Like, devil. Hey, I throw in a little devil. Shit, man. I mean, I want like, if you're listening, dog, give me a sign. So, true story. I get in my car, and I'm getting in my car, and the license plates in front of me say Salt Lake City. And I'm like, that's the sign. I'm supposed to go to Salt Lake City. Okay, now I'm telling you something to tell you something, right? What I was doing was I got in my car the following Monday, and flew to Salt Lake City. I would get as far away from where I lived as possible. I lived in Houston, Texas. Okay, Houston, Texas, with a thriving 6 million people in this city. There was plenty of businesses. I didn't need to go anyplace, but I had to leave my comfort of my bedroom and get as far away as possible and immerse myself in a market. And I was literally walking up to businesses. Who would do this? Can you give me 5 minutes? All day long, from 8 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night. Places that got on the no solicitation. Can't you read the sign? Not really. Not really. I went to college, but I don't even know what solicitation means. Okay? Because I'm like, shit, these people, they must be easy to sell if they got a sign that says, don't sell us. That's the way I think, dude. Shit, give me the businesses that don't come in. I'm like, okay, there's something here. There's something here, you know? It's the people that let you in. You're like, yeah, come on in, man. Hey, hey man, can I show you something? Yeah, come on in. I'm like, shit, I ain't got no chance of selling them something. I was learning stuff. I didn't know I was learning stuff. I was 30 years old. And this is one thing I learned. If they're hard to get to, okay, if they're hard to get to, they're easy to sell. But most people don't go to them because they're hard to get to. The harder they are to get to, the more qualified they are to buy. People that didn't have time, people that they were locked out, they don't want you in. Dude, those are the people. So here I am, I go to Salt Lake City, I crush Salt Lake City. I'm like, this is my deal, man. I had like, can you imagine this? 100 people showed up for my seminar. I was like, damn, I'm going to be a star. So I came here, Phoenix was my next city, came here.